Thanks for clicking on the second Pack Bros Q&A video. I'm Rob.
I'm Chris.
And today we're answering your questions that you've left in our comments on a variety of videos across time, or at least across the last couple of months. We did our first Q&A video after we hit 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate you all for being a part of that. And we had a couple of follow-up questions that spun off of that, and we encourage you to keep asking us questions in the comments. We're not experts, but we do a decent amount of breaking and opening and you know, being involved in the hobby. So we probably have a good unadulterated opinion about this stuff from an average person's perspective, not a shop owner, not a distributor, not a breaker. So we hope that input can be value for you. But to be clear, we are not experts. We do not claim to know everything. We're just the average man. And I always emphasize that because I think that's our position in the market and what we take pride in. So
yeah. And just before we start getting into these questions, if you guys want to ask questions on any of our videos, any comments anywheres, ask the question. I'll save it for our next Q&A video. Ideally, what we want to do is have at least 5 per Q&A video. We're going to roll with 3 for this one, but if you guys want to keep asking questions, feel free to do so on this video, any past videos. Do it. I'll see it. I'll save it. We'll do it for the next one.
Yep.
All right. So our first question for our Q&A video number 2
is
this is from AJ15 Cards. He says, love the videos. Thank you very much. My question is, what is your favorite base design from any hockey product this year so far? His is Allure. Never was a fan in the past, but love the look of it this year. What are your thoughts?
I hate to be boring, and I think me and Chris are in consensus here. I agree. Allure has been the nicest design so far. It's got an extra sheen to it that I haven't seen before. Some of them almost trick me, and I think they're a rainbow, but they're not. It's that shiny, and it's a clean, simple, bright design.
Yeah.
I agree in the past, Allure has not been that alluring. But I think this year it looks a little bit better. And I also don't think you're the only one, AJ, because I actually had somebody reach out to us on our Instagram, Official Pack Bros, plug. And they're doing the base set, which is not something I've heard of in a long time. And we sent him over a lot of our base in a trade to help him out. So I agree. I think Allure looks great this year. And my second would be Trilogy. I think it's a nice, clean design. Sometimes in Trilogy, they look a little bit cheesy, a little bit too colorful, a little bit too playful. And Trilogy's been around for a long time. So I think Trilogy would probably be my runner-up. Not that it's that amazing, but that's where it's at least as far as today, where we're in early September and there's still some products to be released. But from what we've opened or what I've opened, I would say Allure, and I'd open it to Chris. I know he's going to have the same answer, but maybe his thoughts.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same answer from me. I remember when we were opening Allure, I think in the first pack, you actually genuinely thought that the first card was an insert. Yeah. Because it looked so different from what we're used to in Allure, which is what we love to see. That's fantastic from Upper Deck to improve the base design to a point where you can confuse it for an insert. The Allure base looks fantastic.
Nice.
I think Trilogy is a runner-up. It didn't like knock it out of the park or anything, but I've always personally really liked Trilogy, and I would think if I can include a number 3 here, I always love Synergy. I know it's not the most desirable product out there. I know it's not, you know, going to knock your socks off, but I really like Synergy. So those would be my top 3. But Allure is 100% number 1, at least at this point of the release schedule.
There's still some products to come out. But yeah,
there's still some to come out. You know, the Series 1, 2 extended, the base cards is just
typical.
It's typical. It's whatever. There's not really any like crazy innovation there or like massive redesigns.
O-Pee-Chee, same thing. I thought O-Pee-Chee was clean, but O-Pee-Chee's O-Pee-Chee.
Yeah,
so
they look fine, but they're not blowing us away.
Yeah. So I think Allure. 23-24 Allure.
Yeah. So thank you for that question. We're going to go to the second one here. This is a fantastic question. I'm just trying to get it at least somewhat visible for myself here. Okay. Question number 2. This comes from Joking Scarecrow. He says, congratulations, guys. Very well deserved. Thank you very much. I do have a question that I think would be very helpful to not just myself, but others who are interested in the hobby. I know when I set a day that I'm going to record, I get excited about doing it all day at work, and then when I get home, I feel more anxious than anything and will put it off. I get feelings like no one is going to be interested in this. It's not going to be entertaining. This product came out a month ago, so people are watching something different and new, etc. My question is, have you two run into this issue, and how have you been able to overcome it? That's a really good question.
It's a very good question. Do you want to take front, and then I'll jump in? Because maybe we feel differently.
Sure, yeah. I do have the same issue in the sense that I do get excited. For example, when I'm, when I know we're going to be recording and I'm at work and I'm thinking about it all day. We both have full-time jobs on top of doing this on the side.
Yep.
And I know, at least for me, my job right now is very physically and mentally demanding. So while I'm really excited about it all day at work, by the time my shift is coming to a close and I'm going home, I'm freaking exhausted. Like 100% of the time, I'm so tired. And it does affect you mentally, thinking, I just went through this 8, 9, 10 hour shift. I'm freaking exhausted. And I was so excited to do this, but now I'm like, oh, like, do I really have the energy to do this? And you do kind of have to, I don't know if perform is the right word, but you kind of have to like up your energy again when you're recording. Cause I don't want to be freaking like mentally and physically drained on camera. We want to deliver a decent product for you guys to watch. So it is honestly very difficult. One thing I will say that helps me overcome that mental and physical fatigue is the interactions with you guys and the support that we get. So when I'm feeling down, I kind of try to remind myself there's a lot of people that really love watching our videos. There's a lot of people that have reached out. There's people that have made custom cards for us. There's people that we've done trades with. We've made so many connections, and that kind of gives me that boost to say, you know what, I am tired right now, but it's worth it to do this. That kind of helps me get going. That's my motivating factor to help me out. As far as nobody being interested in this, or it's not going to be entertaining, or people are watching something different and new, we've actually found our most popular videos are ones that are older. Mm-hmm. We've had videos from, what was Private Stock, 2002?
So I want to say more like 6 or something.
It was like
2000s.
It was like 20 years ago. That's one of our best videos. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be so concerned with people are watching something new. Try to create something unique and different from what everybody else is doing. Every other breaker channel that we've seen, they're always breaking something new. They're always breaking the super high-end product.
Cases and cases.
They're doing
and cases.
They're doing the cup. They're doing first off the line. They're doing X, Y, and Z. And people do love to watch that. But what people don't see very often is those private stock titanium videos. They don't see, we have a video that we did, I don't know if it's out yet, a mini jerseys. We did a mini jersey box. I personally haven't seen anyone do that. So I wouldn't get too concerned with what everybody else is doing. Try to create something that is new and unique and authentic. And I will say from this comment, we can see you have, at least at the time you posted this, 824 subscribers. That's really good. We just passed 1,000 after our 3-year mark. Mm-hmm. So whatever you're doing right now, it's working. Mm-hmm. And I think you should keep going with that. Those are just my thoughts. That's how I overcome some stuff or some mental blocks and whatnot. We do have some of the same issues that you have.
Yeah, and I think Chris and I probably feel differently. First of all, thank you for the question and the congratulations. This question actually means a lot to me because it means that in some way, shape, or form, we're looked at as equals or someone in the space that is someone worth asking this question to, and that, to be honest, means quite a bit. Never thought of ourselves that way, and I think that's actually part of my answer. I'm super excited to break with Chris in general. I love breaking packs. It gives me a rush. That's why we do it. And I've said this before on the channel. I would do this without a camera. I would do it with him. I would do it alone. I would do it, I enjoy doing it, period. And that's the core reason that I do it. So I never forget that. I'm not doing this, and no offense, I'm not doing this for you who's watching this. I do it for me and I do it for us, and I love to share it with you if you're interested in watching it back. And when you shift that perspective, and then you try and just be a little bit more of a value add or a friend or just a personality behind breaking it, the edge is taken off. It doesn't feel as pressured. It doesn't feel like I need to pull the case hit or be this person or anything like that. Like, we're very authentic. This is who we are when we speak. So yes, I feel the excitement. Initially, it was awkward talking to the camera for me.
It was really awkward.
We're not social media people. We're not like we come from a generation where our camera phones barely worked. We had smartphones, but like I started on like a BlackBerry Bold, and it wasn't this camera thing is not for us. And if you ask people in our lives when they hear we have a YouTube channel with over 1,000 subscribers, they go, "You really?" Yeah,
we've gotten that a lot. Especially me, because I've been camera shy
Yeah.
forever. You'll barely find pictures of me
Yeah.
from my childhood unless it's one that my mother printed off a camera from 1984.
Yeah. So my answer to the first half of your question, and sorry we're spending so much time on this question, but I don't care. Even if Joking Scarecrow is the only one who watches this, I want to answer it very thoroughly and very honestly because it means a lot. Truly, it means a lot. My answer to your first part is be excited for you because you get to open the product, and that's a privilege, and that's something that should be exciting regardless of the camera, regardless of anything else. Now when the feelings come in of no one's going to be interested in this, it's not going to be entertaining, this product came out a month ago, people are watching something different and new, maybe you're right. Maybe that's the case for some people, but you have 824 subscribers that think otherwise. And I know in the world of social media where people are in the millions and this and that, and 824 seems like nothing. 824 is a lot of people.
Actually, I might not be 100% accurate on this, but I'm fairly positive. If you are a YouTube channel that has 1,000 subscribers and people do consistently watch you, even if it is only 1,000 people, you're actually in the top, I think, like 2 or 3% of all YouTube channels across the platform. When you put it in that perspective, all of a sudden you don't feel so small anymore.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with YouTube is your consistency and your ability to deliver authenticity.
Yes.
It's not always about your subscriber number or your views number. You are technically in the top 2-3% of all channels across YouTube. And when you think about it that way, you're pretty awesome when you think about it like that.
There's enough people that are willing to watch for you to have 824 subscribers. That's not easy. It took us 3 years to get to 1K. And that was just us doing this part-time just because on the side, you know, we didn't market anything. We didn't ask our friends and family to subscribe. It was completely organic the way we've built this channel. We don't have a bot clicking views or anything like that. This is just us. We just lay it out there and whatever happens, happens. So take that pressure off of yourself. Enjoy what you're doing, and the people who want to watch will watch, and that's already clearly happened for you to have over 800 subscribers. I think that's my best recommendation. So early on, yes, I did feel that way, but then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to open this box with my brother. I'm going to put it on camera. He's going to edit it, and we're going to post it, and that's it. I don't care if 2 people watch it. I don't care if 2,000 people watch it. And most importantly, and this is probably one thing that we forget about, and it's something that I will make mention to now, a lot of kids don't know the difference, right? Like our hobby has become such an adult thing, and there's like a market for it, and this, and shows, and all that sort of stuff. It's very real. A lot of people make their living off this hobby. But don't forget about the kids who know no better. They don't know when Artifacts came out. They can't afford to buy a box of anything. They just clicking whatever comes up. And if you're a personality that they enjoy and they're watching it and maybe that inspires them in the future to do it themselves, they don't know the difference. They don't know if you got a good hit, how low the product is. You know, it's just about what they like to see. So if you can even just impact that one kid and get them into the hobby in a very genuine and good way, any video can make that happen. I say that because we've seen it, because we've gone to shows and we've had people say, hey, Rob from the Pack Bros, Chris from the Pack Bros, which is weird.
It is bizarre.
And it's usually through my kid watches you or this or that. And I mean, I'm floored when it happens, but yeah, take the edge off. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. 800 subscribers is nothing to laugh at, and keep on it. Just get a little bit better each video and enjoy what you're doing. If you're just doing it for content, that's probably the problem in itself. If you're actually enjoying what you're opening, it's not that intimidating.
And I'm going to add just one final thing before we move on to our next question. Don't be too concerned with your quality of video or if 100% of the people watching are going to like it.
Yeah,
that's not going to be the case. We started off with poor equipment.
Very poor.
You can see in some of our earlier videos, poor equipment, and as we've upgraded our equipment and gotten better with this, we still get people that dislike our videos. It's going to happen. The higher you get in subscribers, the higher you get in views, naturally there's going to be a percentage of people that will thumbs down. They'll leave some wild comments. Thank God for YouTube's filter, because some of these comments are just...
We've gotten some pretty crazy comments for a channel where it's just 2 guys opening cards.
So we've had people cursing us out in the comments. We've had people thinking that we have health issues in our comments. We've had people saying you should stop breaking because you're just gambling, just go to a casino. We've had people
Call us idiots.
Call us
and
idiots,
All kinds
call
of dumb
us
things,
names.
even though we say we're not
Yeah,
experts.
we
At
have
all.
people say some wild stuff.
Oh, we buy loaded product from Panini.
Yeah, we buy loaded product.
Breakers get all the good product.
Yeah, Breakers get all the good products. These guys only pull monster hits, even though we have 400 videos.
I have to drive to the store to get my product.
Yeah, even though we have like 400 videos, which quite honestly, over 50%, you will see us pull garbage.
Yes.
The point is, it's going to happen. Don't be concerned with that.
Yes.
Focus on the positive people and the positive comments.
And do it because you enjoy it.
Yes,
If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
yeah, we're naturally wired to look at the negative and escalate that to a point that is unreasonable. Focus on the positives and the people that you impact.
Yes.
You have 824 subscribers. That's fantastic. Anyways, very long answer for an extremely good question.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the question.
Yes.
And we hope your YouTube career continues to go the way that it's going.
Yes.
All right, final question. This comes from, we've actually had I think you actually pronounced this name properly last time.
Hanif. Oh, Hanif Teha?
Yeah, I think so. There's another question. I believe you've asked us maybe 2 or 3 at this point. It is, which of today's hockey card products or sets will stand the test of time and we will be talking about 25 years from now? There are so many sets and parallels to choose from. I find it so confusing. Same. This is Hanif from Vancouver.
There's so many layers to this question.
Yeah, this is tricky. Good question.
Great question. And
Tricky one to answer.
totally fair for somebody coming into the hobby. And I will also, it's just hockey cards. Okay, that kind of helps.
Yeah.
Stand the test of time will always be the products that have been around for a long time. So Series 1, Series 2, Extended Series, which is all the same thing. O-Pee-Chee. I think that's probably all I could properly lump in to stand the test of time, because Young Guns are always going to be Young Guns and O-Pee-Chee is always going to be O-Pee-Chee. Which I know is not highly desirable, but it's the super heavy printed and usually the first product. I think those will stand the test of time. I also think the cup will stand the test of time. It's a high-end product, and it's been fairly consistent and in a different price gap or price range, I should say. I think no matter how many decades from now you look at things, they'll be there. And I say this because 15 years ago, maybe not 25 years from now, but 15 years ago, I remember products that were coming out. And again, I remember Series 1, I remember Series 2. Trilogy was just kind of kicking off at that point. O-Pee-Chee was the same. So they've tweaked Series 1 and Series 2 a little bit in a couple recent years. I will say that. They've changed it a little bit there.
Yeah.
But I think of products like SPX, SPA, SP Game Used. They've gone through radical changes over time. And I actually think that hurts those products. So I don't believe those sets will stand the test of time. Proof of that, SPX is, I've never seen such sales. 21, 22, or 22, 23 is on sale right now for $80 a box, $90 a box Canadian.
It's under 100, which is nuts.
SP Game Used, nobody's really desiring it anymore. SPA had massive manufacturing issues a couple years ago. I think it took a hit. If it wasn't for the Future Watch autos, nobody would buy that product.
You know what's wild about SP Game Used is you can open SP Game Used and get nothing Game Used.
Yeah.
Which literally goes against the entire product's concept.
Yeah. And then we have the newer wave of the Synergy. I like the Ice. I think Ice will be good, but Ice has come and go. Trying to think of what else.
Black Diamond.
But again, they screwed up Black Diamond because Black Diamond used to be a 24-pack product, very highly desirable. It's not as desired anymore in a singular state product.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people don't break it. They break it. Everything has an initial influx, right? When Black Diamond drops, everybody's in. When this drops, everybody's in. And then it dies. And then it just sits on a shelf.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like, people are always going to buy Series 1, Series 2, Extended Series because of the Young Guns. That's going to maintain value. O-Pee-Chee does kind of die, but O-Pee-Chee will never die because O-Pee-Chee is the original. So O-Pee-Chee will always be around, and O-Pee-Chee will always have a desired collector's base. So I completely understand your confusion. My best recommendation is the good training grounds is O-Pee-Chee, Series 1, Series 2. That will always be around, and if you can start understanding that, you'll be able to understand the next products, and you're also making a sound investment for a reasonable price, with the exception of the Bedard gear, because that's Bedard tax. But generally speaking, these are products where it makes sense. And there's a little bit of diversity in Parallel, so you get a taste of what Parallels are like. It's not like MVP where that's an entry product, but you don't really get a taste of what it is. O-Pee-Chee, you got the different borders. Series 1, Series 2, you got the outbursts and the numbered cards. So you're going to get a reasonable taste, but also it's digestible for early on. And I do believe they'll stand the test of time. And then you can kind of graduate into the trilogies and the ices and the stuff like that get a little bit more confusing because of the vast amount of parallels and whatnot. And there's also up years and down years. That's the truth of things.
Yeah.
So it's really tough to say because I think people would disagree with me in certain areas. But I think generally speaking, when we're talking about standing the test of time and being a digestible, understandable product from a parallel point of view, O-Pee-Chee, Series 1, Series 2, and then the cup, again, super high end, but the cup is the cup. It will always stand the test of time. I don't know if that was an ice cream truck or a fire truck. The cup will stand the test of time, and if you're in that price point, I guess so to say.
Yeah. That I really don't have too much to add on to that. That's you pretty much summarized my thoughts as well. I will make a little addition where in the comment you say you find it so confusing. Same.
Yeah.
Rob has been in this hobby way longer than I have. I'm fairly new. Pretty much when we started this channel, roughly is around the time that I got back into the hobby, I guess you could say. I used to open like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and Magic the Gathering when I was very, very young. We're talking early 2000s. I didn't do any sports until recently, but when COVID happened and we started to get back into this. What you were saying with jumping into Series 1, Series 2, and O-Pee-Chee at the start, that will give you a very solid foundation and a good basic understanding of inserts and parallels. That's what I did, and it worked out pretty well. It was a bit confusing at first, but understanding those basic inserts and parallels from Series 1, 2, and O-Pee-Chee was a solid foundation for me. And then I would say within the past year and a half is when I finally started to get a better understanding of sets like Trilogy, Synergy, Ice, different sets like that weren't extremely premium. It was still a bit more confusing as I started on because there's a bunch of different parallels and inserts in those ones and different configuration from Series 1 and 2 and O-Pee-Chee. It can get confusing, but that is a very solid foundation. And I do agree. I think, the Series 1 and 2, it's going to last forever. As long as this hobby's alive, I think those two will be the cornerstones, and O-Pee-Chee as well. O-Pee-Chee will never really die. It's the OG. And they actually have been making some pretty decent improvements to O-Pee-Chee in the past couple years. 3-4 years ago, O-Pee-Chee was crap. You could probably find those boxes for like $50-$60 right now. The past couple years of O-Pee-Chee, pretty strong. They're holding on pretty strong, and I think O-Pee-Chee is it's having a nice comeback these past few years and really cementing itself again as a cornerstone of the hockey hobby. Yeah. So I would say those three are pretty solid. Probably Series 2 specifically, a bit more than Series 1. Because I think that's where most of the big young guns come from.
They're backloading it now.
Yeah, you had the Bedard
because of the release
Series 2. I think McDavid was Series 2 as well, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
No, was he Series 1?
I think so.
No. Okay, well, anyways, those three are pretty solid. I think those three sets will stand the test of time.
Yeah, and
sets like Trilogy, Synergy, maybe if they make some improvements, they're not really crazy desirable. And I agree, like SPX, SPA, it's too up and down.
But see, here's the thing, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm thinking about this now back from 2011, 2012 when I started. If you asked me the same question then, I would have told you SPA will stand the test of time. Black Diamond will stand the test of time. Probably a little less so SPX. Ice wasn't a thing. Like, it's really up to Upper Deck if they stick to what works or change to a more premium product. I think that's really what this question is. And they took a chance with Series 1 and Series 2 by increasing the pack size and shortening the pack out amount. The cup has been the cup no matter what. O-Pee-Chee's been O-Pee-Chee no matter what. So the test of time standards are usually the ones that they leave alone. Mm-hmm. And when they change it, people have different opinions about it, and then it fluctuates. So it's a very complicated question, Hanif, although you very perfectly put it in 2 sentences, so I appreciate that. But really, our opinion today could change tomorrow if Upper Deck changes the product tomorrow. But my honest opinion is they'll probably leave O-Pee-Chee and Series 1 as much alone as possible, and that's why they will stand the test of time over time. The Cup as well, but again, we're talking about a high premium product there. The more they tweak and change the SPXs, the SPAs, the SPGUs, that sort of stuff, the synergies, this and that, the more it's going to be less standing the test of time because it's not the same thing anymore. Black Diamond used to be a 24-pack product that was beautiful and fun. It's not anymore. It's 1-pack. SPA used to have inserts and a lot more numbered cards. Now it's just basically hunt for the auto and throw the rest in the garbage. That's just how it is. SP Game uses 1-pack product. It used to be a 6-pack product. Then it was a 4-pack product. Now it's a 1-pack product. SPX used to be a 24-pack product. Now it's a 1-pack product. I don't know. When they change it, it's hard to tell what will stand the test of time. But from what I can look at right now and my experience in the past 15 years, O-Pee-Chee Series 1, Series 2 will always have a place in the market. It's not going to be the top place, right? It's going to be whatever has the most value at that time, but they will be there, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I know O-Pee-Chee is never going to be the most desired product, but O-Pee-Chee is going to be O-Pee-Chee.
Yeah. I think a good way to summarize that is those 3 products specifically is a product that beginners, intermediate people, and experts and diehards of the hobby, every single one from across the board will enjoy those.
Yes.
I think that's why they're going to be so popular for so long.
Yes.
So that wraps up our questions for this Q&A video. Remember, if you guys want to leave any more questions, feel free to drop it in the comments below or on any of our past videos. I will pick them out, save them, use them for the next Q&A video. These were fantastic questions here.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys asking the questions. We appreciate the fantastic questions. These were really good.
Good questions.
For 3 questions, we went for like a half hour on recording.
Yeah, for real.
This was fantastic. And we would love to do a lot more of these. So please keep asking questions. If you like watching these videos, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for any future uploads. And until next time, we don't have any packs, but we are out of time. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
See ya.